You're not here by accident. If this video appeared in front of you right now at this exact moment in your life, it's because you're standing on the edge of something massive, something life-changing, something that you've been working toward, praying for, and dreaming about for longer than you might even consciously remember. The universe doesn't deliver messages randomly. There are no coincidences in the cosmic design of your existence. Every video you click, every person you meet, every book that falls into your hands, every moment of inspiration that strikes you out of nowhere, these are all carefully orchestrated communications from the intelligence that's been guiding your journey since the day you were born. And right now, in this moment, that intelligence is trying to tell you something crucial, something that could change everything if you have the wisdom to hear it and the courage to believe it. You're about to win. I don't mean maybe. I don't mean someday. I don't mean if you work harder or get luckier or figure out the right strategy. I mean you are literally on the verge of a breakthrough so significant that everything in your life is about to shift in ways you cannot currently imagine. But here's what most people don't understand about victory. Here's the secret that separates those who actually break through from those who give up just before their miracle manifests. The moments right before your greatest victories are often disguised as your greatest defeats. The energy right before your breakthrough often feels like breakdown. The signs that you're about to win often look exactly like signs that you're about to lose. This is not cruel cosmic irony. This is spiritual law. This is the way transformation works at the deepest levels of reality. And if you don't understand this principle, if you interpret the current intensity in your life as evidence that you're failing, you might walk away from your victory just when it's about to be delivered. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're questioning everything, if it seems like obstacles are appearing faster than you can overcome them, if people are acting strange around you, if your old strategies aren't working anymore, if you're feeling more sensitive than usual, if you're having weird dreams or seeing repeated numbers or experiencing synchronicities that make no logical sense, then pay attention. Because these are not signs that you're going in the wrong direction. These are signs that you're going in exactly the right direction, and the universe is preparing to give you everything you've been asking for. But first, it's testing whether you're ready to receive it. Let me take you on a journey that will help you understand what's really happening in your life right now. A journey into the invisible mechanics of transformation that most people never discover, which is why most people never experience the breakthrough they're capable of achieving. This is the story of the invisible journey that every soul must take before claiming their victory. And understanding this journey will help you navigate the final stretch with confidence instead of fear, with trust instead of doubt, with excitement instead of anxiety. There is an ancient spiritual principle that has been recognized by mystics, sages, and awakened beings throughout history. It's the principle that states that every significant transformation in consciousness, every major breakthrough in external circumstances, every quantum leap to a new level of existence is always preceded by a period of apparent chaos, confusion, and intensity. The Egyptians understood this principle and encoded it into their mythology through the story of the phoenix that must burn completely before being reborn in greater glory. The Greeks recognized it in their understanding of the hero's journey, where the hero always faces their greatest trial just before claiming victory. The Christians acknowledged it in the teaching that the darkest hour comes just before the dawn. Indigenous wisdom traditions worldwide have observed this pattern in the natural cycles of death and rebirth that govern all life on Earth. The seed must completely surrender its identity as a seed before it can become the tree. The caterpillar must dissolve entirely into primordial soup before emerging as a butterfly. The woman must endure the intensity of labor before bringing forth new life. This is not just metaphor. This is the actual energetic process through which consciousness evolves and expands. And you right now are in the labor pains of birthing a completely new version of yourself and your life. Think about every major breakthrough you've ever experienced in your life. Whether it was finding the relationship that transformed everything, landing the opportunity that opened new doors, having the insight that changed your entire perspective, or developing the skill that unlocked your potential. If you look back honestly, you'll recognize that each of these breakthroughs was preceded by a period where everything seemed to be falling apart. Maybe you were in your worst relationship before you met your soulmate. Maybe you were at your most financially desperate before the opportunity appeared that changed your economic situation. Maybe you were at your most confused and lost before the clarity came that showed you your true path. Maybe you were at your most broken and defeated before you discovered the strength you never knew you possessed. This is not coincidence. This is the way spiritual evolution works. The old version of you, the old patterns, the old limitations, the old identity must be completely disrupted before the new can emerge. And this disruption often feels like destruction, even though it's actually creation in disguise. Your soul knows this, but your personality doesn't. Your higher self understands that you're being prepared for elevation, but your ego interprets the preparation as punishment. Your spirit recognizes the signs of imminent victory, but your mind reads them as evidence of impending failure. And this is where most people make the fatal mistake that costs them their breakthrough. They interpret the intensity as a sign to quit. They read the chaos as evidence that they're on the wrong path. They mistake the labor pains for a miscarriage when they're actually about to give birth to everything they've been gestating. The period right before your breakthrough is when your faith will be tested most severely. It's when doubt will whisper loudest. It's when fear will present its most convincing arguments. It's when everyone around you might question your choices and suggest that maybe it's time to be more realistic, more practical, more reasonable. But this is exactly when you must hold on strongest. This is when you must trust most deeply. This is when you must remember that the universe is not random, that your desires were placed in your heart for a reason, and that the intelligence that created galaxies is more than capable of orchestrating your personal victory. The intensity you're experiencing right now is not evidence that something is wrong. It's evidence that something is finally coming right. The pressure you're feeling is not the universe trying to crush you. It's the universe trying to strengthen you for what's coming. The resistance you're encountering is not life working against you. It's life preparing to work through you in ways that require a stronger, clearer, more refined version of yourself. Now let me reveal to you the paradox of manifestation that most people never understand, which is why most people remain stuck in struggle instead of flowing into success. This paradox is so counterintuitive that your logical mind will probably resist it at first, but once you truly grasp it, everything about your relationship with achievement and success will transform forever. The paradox is this: the more desperately you want something, the more you push it away. The more frantically you chase your goals, the faster they run from you. The more anxiety and attachment you bring to your desires, the more resistance you create between yourself and their fulfillment. This happens because desperation, anxiety, and attachment carry the energetic frequency of lack, not abundance. When you're desperate for something, you're broadcasting to the universe that you don't have it and you're not sure you'll ever get it. When you're anxious about your goals, you're sending the signal that you doubt your ability to achieve them. When you're attached to specific outcomes, you're operating from fear rather than faith. And the universe, which operates according to the law of attraction, can only respond to the frequency you're actually transmitting, not the frequency you think you're transmitting or wish you were transmitting. If you're vibrating lack, you attract lack. If you're vibrating doubt, you attract circumstances that give you more to doubt. If you're vibrating fear, you attract experiences that generate more fear. But here's the beautiful irony that transforms everything once you understand it. The moment you truly surrender your attachment to having something, the moment you release your death grip on how and when it should appear, the moment you stop trying to force and start allowing, that's when the universe has space to deliver it to you in ways that exceed your limited imagination. This is not spiritual bypassing or passive wishful thinking. This is the most practical wisdom you can apply to achieving your goals because it aligns you with the natural flow of manifestation rather than working against it through struggle and force. Think of desire as electricity and surrender as the wire that allows the electricity to flow. Without desire, nothing happens because there's no power source. But without surrender, the electricity cannot reach its destination because the wire is kinked and blocked by resistance. The most successful people in any field intuitively understand this principle, even if they can't articulate it spiritually. They work with intense passion and commitment, but they hold their goals lightly. They care deeply about their vision, but they don't make their self-worth dependent on achieving it exactly as they originally imagined. They understand that there's a difference between being attached to outcomes and being committed to excellence. They know that there's a distinction between caring about results and being desperate for them. They recognize that you can pursue your dreams with everything you have while simultaneously trusting that the universe has a plan that might be even better than your plan. This is the energetic state that allows miracles to occur. This is the consciousness that opens doorways that logic insists should be locked. This is the vibration that attracts opportunities, synchronicities, and resources from directions you never expected. But achieving this state requires what spiritual traditions call surrender, which is perhaps the most misunderstood concept in all of personal development. Surrender doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or becoming passive about your goals. Surrender means releasing your need to control exactly how and when your dreams manifest, while remaining actively engaged in their pursuit. Surrender means doing your part with complete dedication, while trusting the universe to do its part in ways you cannot orchestrate or predict. Surrender means holding the vision of what you want to create, while remaining open to it, appearing in forms that might surprise you. The seed doesn't surrender to failure when it stops trying to remain a seed forever. It surrenders to its potential to become something infinitely greater. The river doesn't surrender to defeat when it stops trying to flow uphill. It surrenders to the natural force that carries it toward the ocean. Your victory is like that ocean. It's your natural destination. It's where you're meant to end up. But you cannot reach it by swimming against the current of universal timing and divine orchestration. You reach it by aligning with the flow that's already carrying you there. And right now, whether you can feel it or not, whether you can see it or not, whether you believe it or not, you are being carried toward your victory by currents of grace and synchronicity that are far more powerful than your personal effort alone. Now I want to share with you the 5 unmistakable signs that you're on the verge of a major breakthrough. These signs often appear in the weeks or months before your life transforms dramatically, but most people misinterpret them and end up sabotaging themselves just before their miracle manifests. Understanding these signs will help you recognize when you're in the final phase of your journey toward victory, so you can stay the course with confidence instead of giving up when success is just around the corner. The first sign that you're about to win is the sudden appearance of unexpected obstacles and challenges. This might seem counterintuitive, but there's profound spiritual logic behind this phenomenon. Right before you level up to a new dimension of success, happiness, or spiritual development, everything that's not aligned with your new reality gets stirred up to be cleared out. These obstacles aren't random punishments or signs that you're doing something wrong. They're the universe's way of testing whether you're truly ready for the expansion you've been requesting. They're opportunities to demonstrate the new level of character, wisdom, and resilience that your new life will require. Think of these challenges as the final exam before graduation to your next level of existence. The University of Life doesn't promote you to advanced courses until you've proven mastery of the current curriculum. Similarly, the universe doesn't deliver advanced blessings until you've developed the consciousness capable of receiving and maintaining them. These final stage obstacles often have a particular quality that distinguishes them from regular life challenges. They tend to trigger your deepest fears and insecurities with surgical precision. They seem to attack the very areas where you most need to grow stronger. They often require you to develop qualities like patience, faith, courage, or persistence that you've been avoiding developing. If you're experiencing this kind of targeted difficulty right now, if it feels like life is pushing all your buttons simultaneously, if you're being forced to confront patterns and fears you'd rather avoid, congratulations. You're in the final phase of your preparation for breakthrough. The key is to recognize these challenges as graduation requirements rather than evidence of failure. Then instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" start asking, "What is this preparing me for?" Instead of feeling victimized by the obstacles, start feeling excited about the victory they're preparing you to claim. The second sign that victory is imminent is that people begin acting strangely around you. Some people who have been close to you might become distant or even hostile for no apparent reason. Others who haven't been in your life for months or years might suddenly reappear with dramas or demands that feel draining and distracting. This happens because your energy field is shifting as you prepare to step into your new reality, and not everyone in your current environment is compatible with who you're becoming. Some people are unconsciously threatened by your growth because it highlights their own stagnation. Others are energetically attached to keeping you in familiar patterns because your evolution disrupts the dynamics they're comfortable with. You might notice that conversations with certain people become increasingly difficult or unsatisfying. Topics that used to interest you bore you now. Activities that used to energize you drain you instead. Social situations that used to feel natural feel forced and inauthentic. This is not a sign that something is wrong with you or that you're becoming antisocial. This is a natural part of the evolution process where you outgrow environments, relationships, and activities that no longer match your expanding consciousness. The people who are meant to be part of your new chapter will naturally align with your new energy and support your growth. The people who belong to your old chapter will naturally fade away or transform their relationship with you to match your new vibration. Don't try to force connections that no longer flow naturally, and don't feel guilty about needing space from people who drain your energy. Your job is to honor your evolution and trust that the right people will be attracted to who you're becoming. The third sign that breakthrough is approaching is a profound sense of emptiness or void, often accompanied by the feeling that nothing in your current life satisfies you anymore. This can be frightening if you don't understand what's happening, but it's actually one of the most positive signs that major transformation is imminent. This emptiness is not depression or spiritual darkness. It's the creative void that appears when your soul has outgrown your current reality, but hasn't yet stepped into your new reality. It's the space between trapeze bars where you've let go of what was, but haven't yet grabbed hold of what will be. During this phase, your old sources of motivation and satisfaction no longer work because you've evolved beyond them, but your new sources haven't yet appeared because you're still in transition. It's like being pregnant with your new life, but not yet ready to give birth. The key during this phase is to resist the temptation to fill the void with distractions, addictions, or desperate attempts to recreate past satisfactions. Instead, learn to sit comfortably in the emptiness and trust that it's gestating something magnificent. Use this time for deep reflection, spiritual practice, and preparation for what's coming. Clean out physical and mental clutter, heal old wounds, develop new skills, strengthen your connection to your higher self and spiritual guidance. This void is actually sacred space where your new life is being conceived. Honor it, protect it, and trust that when the time is right, it will give birth to opportunities and experiences that will fulfill you in ways your old life never could. The fourth sign that victory is approaching is an increase in meaningful coincidences and synchronicities. You might start seeing repeated number sequences, encountering the same symbols or messages from multiple sources, or experiencing uncanny timing in various situations. These synchronicities are the universe's way of confirming that you're aligned with your path and that forces beyond your conscious awareness are orchestrating circumstances in your favor. They're breadcrumbs on the trail leading to your breakthrough, evidence that you're being guided and supported even when you can't see the full picture. Pay attention to these signs without becoming obsessed with them. Notice patterns without trying to force interpretations. Allow them to build your faith and confidence without making them your primary source of guidance. Synchronicities tend to increase in frequency and intensity as you get closer to major life transitions because the veil between the seen and unseen worlds becomes thinner during times of transformation. Your intuitive abilities naturally heighten, and your connection to universal intelligence becomes more conscious and direct. The fifth and most profound sign that you're about to win is that your intuition becomes dramatically stronger and clearer. You start knowing things without knowing how you know them. You get hunches that turn out to be accurate. You feel guided to take certain actions or avoid certain situations, and when you follow these impulses, they lead to beneficial outcomes. This enhancement of intuitive ability happens because you're naturally developing the expanded consciousness that your new level of life will require. Your higher self is coming online more fully, and your connection to divine guidance is becoming more reliable and accessible. Trust these intuitive hits, even when they don't make logical sense. Follow the nudges, even when you can't see where they're leading. Say yes to opportunities that feel right in your gut, even if they seem risky to your mind. Say no to situations that feel wrong in your body, even if they look good on paper. Your intuition is your most reliable navigation system for the final approach to your breakthrough, because it operates from the level of consciousness where your victory already exists. It can guide you through the maze of apparent obstacles and toward the hidden doorways that lead to your success. If you're experiencing several or all of these signs simultaneously, you are absolutely in the final phase of your journey toward a major life breakthrough. The intensity you're feeling is not a sign to retreat, but a sign to dig deeper. The challenges you're facing are not evidence of failure, but proof that success is so close that final preparations are being made. Now let me share with you the most crucial understanding that will carry you through this final phase and into your victory. This is the concept of energetic surrender that most people never master, which is why they remain trapped in struggle instead of flowing into success. Energetic surrender is not about giving up or becoming passive. It's about aligning your personal will with divine will so completely that your actions become expressions of universal intelligence rather than products of ego, force, and struggle. When you truly surrender energetically, you don't stop taking action. You start taking inspired action. You don't stop caring about outcomes. You start caring about excellence while trusting the outcomes to unfold as they should. You don't stop having preferences. You start holding preferences lightly while remaining open to possibilities you hadn't considered. The river doesn't have to push the water to reach the ocean. The river simply follows its natural course, allowing gravity and topography to guide the flow. Similarly, when you surrender energetically, you don't have to force your way to success. You align with the natural flow of opportunities and synchronicities that carry you toward your goals. This doesn't mean you become lazy or uncommitted. It means you become supremely efficient because you're working with universal forces rather than against them. You stop wasting energy on resistance and start channeling all your power into aligned action. The way to practice energetic surrender is to begin each day by offering your goals and desires to the highest intelligence in the universe, whatever you understand that to be. You might pray, meditate, or simply speak your intention to surrender your personal agenda to divine will. Then, throughout the day, pay attention to what feels inspired versus what feels forced. Notice the difference between actions that flow naturally and actions that require struggle and strain. Follow the inspired impulses even when they seem to take you off your planned path. Trust that inspired detours often lead to destinations better than your original plan. When obstacles appear, instead of immediately trying to bulldoze through them, pause and ask what they might be trying to teach you or redirect you toward. Sometimes obstacles are protection from paths that would lead to lesser outcomes. Sometimes they're invitations to develop qualities you'll need for greater success. When delays occur, instead of getting frustrated about timing, look for what might be aligning during the waiting period. Sometimes delays are coordination between different elements of your breakthrough that need to come together simultaneously for maximum impact. Practice holding your vision clearly while releasing attachment to exactly how it manifests. Know what you want to create while remaining open to it appearing in forms that exceed your current imagination. Care deeply about your goals while deriving your sense of worth from your connection to Source rather than from external achievements. This is the consciousness that allows miracles to occur naturally and consistently in your life. This is the state of being that magnetizes opportunities, resources, and support from directions you never expected. This is the vibration that turns you into a channel for divine creativity and abundance. As you move through these final stages before your breakthrough, remember that every great victory in history was won by someone who kept going when everything seemed to be working against them. Every breakthrough achievement was accomplished by someone who trusted their vision when everyone else doubted it. Every quantum leap was taken by someone who had faith in possibilities that logic insisted were impossible. You are being prepared for something magnificent. Your current challenges are not obstacles to your success, but stepping stones to it. Your present difficulties are not evidence that you're on the wrong path, but confirmation that you're on exactly the right path and approaching your destination. The breakdown you may be experiencing is actually breakthrough in disguise. The intensity you're feeling is not the universe trying to defeat you, but the universe preparing to elevate you to levels of success, happiness, and fulfillment that your current identity cannot even imagine. But here's what you must understand about the final phase of any major transformation. The last step before breakthrough often requires a leap of faith that feels completely unreasonable to your logical mind. It requires you to act as if your victory is already assured when your circumstances suggest otherwise. It requires you to embody the confidence of your future self while your present self still has doubts and fears. This is not positive thinking or wishful fantasizing. This is quantum physics applied to consciousness. Your future self, the version of you that has already achieved everything you're working toward, exists in potential form right now. By aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with that future self, you collapse the quantum possibilities and pull that reality into your present experience. The way you do this is by starting to think, feel, and act as if your breakthrough has already occurred. Not by pretending or denying your current circumstances, but by accessing the part of you that knows your success is inevitable and allowing that knowing to inform your choices and behavior. How would the version of you who has already won approach today's challenges? What would that person focus on? How would they spend their time? What decisions would they make? What would they worry about? And what would they trust? Start being that person now, not after you achieve your goals, but as the way to achieve your goals. Success is not something you chase and capture. Success is something you become and attract. Your victory is not coming to you from outside yourself. Your victory is emerging from within yourself as you evolve into the person capable of receiving and maintaining it. The external changes in your life are simply reflections of the internal changes in your consciousness, and those internal changes are already happening whether you're aware of it or not. Every challenge you've faced has strengthened your character. Every obstacle you've overcome has increased your resilience. Every disappointment you've survived has deepened your faith. Every moment you've kept going when you wanted to give up has expanded your capacity to handle the success that's coming. You are not the same person who started this journey. You have been refined in the fires of experience. You have been educated in the university of real life. You have been prepared for a level of victory that the old version of you could never have achieved or appreciated. Now you stand on the threshold of claiming everything you've been working toward, learning about and growing into. The final test is whether you can trust the process completely. Surrender your need to control the details and allow your breakthrough to unfold in whatever form serves your highest good. This is your moment of truth. This is where you prove whether you've truly learned the lessons that qualify you for elevation. This is where you demonstrate whether you've developed the consciousness capable of receiving and wisely using the success you've been requesting. The universe has been watching your progress, noting your growth, and preparing your breakthrough behind the scenes. All the pieces are moving into position. All the timing is aligning perfectly. All the resources are being mobilized for your benefit. Your only job now is to maintain faith. Keep taking inspired action and trust that everything is working together for your ultimate good, even when appearances suggest otherwise. You're not here by accident. This video found you because your victory is imminent, and you needed to hear this message to help you recognize the signs and stay the course through the final phase of your transformation. If you're ready to receive your victory, if you're committed to claiming the success that's already yours in potential, if you're willing to trust the process even when you can't see the outcome, then I want you to make a declaration that seals your faith and activates the final phase of your manifestation. Type in the comments, "I'm ready to receive my victory." Not because typing those words has magical power, but because declaring your readiness aligns your conscious mind with the process that's already occurring at deeper levels of reality. It's your formal acceptance of the promotion that the universe has already approved. It's your signature on the contract for the success that's already been written. When you make this declaration with genuine intention, you're telling the universe that you're no longer interested in playing small, making excuses, or settling for less than you're capable of achieving. You're announcing that you're ready to step into the fullness of your potential and claim the victory that your soul came to this planet to experience. The universe has been waiting for this signal from you. It's been holding your breakthrough in trust until you demonstrated the maturity and readiness to receive it responsibly and gratefully. Your declaration is that demonstration. Your willingness to claim your victory is proof that you've completed the preparation phase and are ready to enter the manifestation phase. But remember, claiming your victory is not a one-time event, but an ongoing choice to align with success consciousness rather than struggle consciousness. It's the daily decision to think, feel, and act from the place of already having achieved rather than desperately chasing achievement. It's the moment-by-moment choice to trust rather than doubt, to expect rather than fear, to receive rather than resist. Your victory is not coming someday in the future. Your victory is trying to emerge right now through your willingness to recognize it, claim it, and embody it. The external forms are simply following the internal transformation that you're authorizing with your declaration of readiness. So make that declaration now. Type those words with conviction, speak them out loud with authority, feel them in your body with certainty. I'm ready to receive my victory. And then watch as your life begins to reorganize itself around this new identity. Watch as opportunities align themselves with your declaration. Watch as resources mobilize themselves for your success. Watch as synchronicities accelerate to support your breakthrough. But most importantly, watch as you transform from someone who hopes for victory into someone who knows victory is their natural state, their divine right, and their inevitable destination. If this video appeared in your reality today, it's because your time has come. Your season of struggle is ending. Your season of success is beginning. Trust the timing. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Your victory is not just possible, your victory is inevitable. Welcome to the final phase of your transformation. Welcome to the beginning of your breakthrough. Welcome to the dawn of your new reality. You're about to win, and the universe wanted to make sure you knew it. Now go claim what's already yours.